Hello everybody, this is Lucy Nathanson, child therapist and founder of confidentchildren.co.uk. So today I want to talk to you all about the importance of making strategies for working with children with selective mutism playful. I want to talk about the importance of making strategies fun because today I had a Skype session earlier on today with a family and a teacher in Australia, in Melbourne, Australia, and the teacher was telling me a strategy that she'd used, and I really wanted to share it with you all. I asked her whether I could share it with you because I know that it's really useful to gain inspiration from others who have tried strategies that have been successful, and it's always useful to gain inspiration and to try these out as well, because it can sometimes be quite difficult when you're working with a child and you're doing the same thing over and over, and it can get a bit stagnant sometimes. So it's always good to try something new. So here I am today sharing a strategy with you. Oh, 3 of you are here already with us. Please like or comment so I know who you are. It's always fun for me to know who's here, because I know I work with quite a lot of you directly. So just have my notes, because this was literally this morning. I was having this Skype session with a family and with a teacher, and she said this technique. So this family they've been trying the sliding in technique, and it hasn't been very successful actually. So the child is talking with mum, with the teacher in the room. However, when the teacher joins, or at least gets closer, the child has been whispering to mum. So they've almost reached that plateau where the teacher hasn't been able to join in the game, and it's been going on like this for a while. Now, this child does talk to friends at school, but doesn't talk to adults. So in our last session, about 6 weeks ago, our last Skype session, we suggested trying a shaping strategy. And I described shaping. Some of you may have seen my YouTube video on shaping. It's the idea that the strategy is helping the child to make sounds initially, and then building on those sounds to eventually say words. So, of course, talking to the teacher is very difficult at this stage. She's not there yet, but perhaps she can begin to say sounds like s or ch, ch, and that will start to break the ice, and then we can gradually build on those sounds in small steps. Hello Anita, hello Deborah, nice to see you both. Oh, and Yana, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for your likes on my posts. I'm always appreciative of those. So again, with shaping, it's we were helping the child to begin to make sounds, but again, sitting in a room getting them to say sounds can be a bit boring. I would find it boring probably, so we need to make it fun. So this teacher in Australia came up with an amazing strategy, idea, game, and it worked. So I wanted to share that with you here today. So as we know, this little girl, she talks to friends, but not to adults. So the teacher took the child with 7 friends, so 8 children altogether, to another room. She turned the light off. We're making it fun and exciting, remember. She turned the light off, and she gave she put the children into pairs, and she gave them animal sounds. So she initially gave the child of SM and her pair a snake. So she said, your sound is S. And then she gave the other pairs different sounds. So the children were in the room with the light off, and they had to walk around the room and find their pair by making the sound. This is a master plan, master idea. How creative and how effective. When we're working with children with selective mutism, it doesn't have to be, the simpler the idea, sometimes the better. As long as a child is having fun and they're moving forward in baby steps, that's the goal. So this child was in the room, walking around remember, also we want to make the situation as least scary as possible for the child. So the light was off, the children walking around all making their animal sounds, the child of SM was saying S, and she found her pair. And then the teacher said, oh great, everyone's found their pairs, but I want to make sure that that you found your right pair. So I'm going to come round and you can all whisper in my ear your sound. And the child with SM was able to whisper in the teacher's ear, S. And this is the first time she'd done it. So this was a great strategy because we were meeting the child in her comfort zone. We had the eventual goal here is for the child to talk to the teacher, but we're not there yet. Let's meet her in her comfort zone. Let's help her to have practice in a fun, playful way and start to move forward in a baby step. And that first baby step was to make the S sound in a very non-threatening way, in the room, in the dark, walking around in a playful way, and then the next baby step, make it in the teacher's ear. And of course, the focus wasn't on the child with SM at all. The focus was on the children just playing a game. The children didn't know what the prerogative was here. So that was really effective. Hello, Yana, Susan, Sneha and Sonia. Thank you for being here. There's 14 of you here now, so please like and comment. And Caitlin, hello, nice to see you. So lovely to see you. So the child started to make this sound in the group and in the teacher's ear. Then we think, what is the next baby step forward? So the teacher moved on to the next round. Children, this group is going to be making the roar sound. You're going to be lions. So the child was walking around in the room in the dark with all the children making these animal sounds, and the child had moved on from s to roar, roar, and she was making the sound. The teacher couldn't believe she was shouting out the roaring sound. So the teacher was very cleverly building on what the child was able to do. And it was effective. The teacher couldn't believe that this little girl was roaring in the room. And it was, like I said, very playful and very non-threatening. And that is the goal when helping a child to move forward. Following the roar, the teacher asked all the groups to whisper in her ear the different sounds to make sure that they had the right pair. And the child with SM did roar in the teacher's ear. Amazing. She then took it up a notch. She then moved on to actual words, but disguised within the animal sound. So she said to the child of SM's group, you're going to be frogs. So you're going to be frogs. So your sound is ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. So then she turned the lights off, and the children and all the different groups had different animal sounds, remember? And the child of SM was shouting out ribbit, ribbit, ribbit in the room with the light off. Amazing. She'd moved it up a notch. Then she did it in the teacher's ear, and again, the teacher couldn't believe she was able to do that. They then moved on to the child of SM's group were then crocodiles, and she had to say snap, snap, and she was doing it, shouting out snap, snap in the room. So as you can see, the teacher very cleverly created a game that was non-threatening, very playful. The focus was not on the child with SM. The focus was on the group of children having fun, and the child was able to do it. It was within her reach. And that's what we're aiming for when working with children with selective mutism. We create these fun, playful activities that are within their reach. We have the ultimate goal in mind, but we're not aiming for that right now. We're starting in the child's comfort zone, and then we're prompting the next achievable baby step, and then the next achievable baby step, moving from making the S sound to roar to ribbit to snap, snap, and so on. We're moving up that ladder, and the child is becoming more and more confident making these sounds, and she's achieving success, which is always the goal. We want the child to be feeling success and be enjoying the whole process. So that's why it's so important to make strategies fun and enjoyable and playful. I'm just looking at the comments here. Nasser, you said that you inboxed me a few days ago. Did you send it to my Confident Children Facebook private messenger? If so, you probably received a reply asking you to send the same message to me via confidentchildren.co.uk/contact, I believe it is. Anyway, it's a contact page on my website. So if you don't mind writing the message there, and I'll reply to you via email. And Anita, you say, my 7-year-old is reading to a dog at school once a week. The teacher reported to me today how much he has been talking. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That is wonderful news, Anita. This is actually it. Making the strategies fun and playful and being creative. If a child is able to read to a dog, that's fun. That's non-threatening. There's no threat there. The dog is not going to make a unhelpful comment. The dog isn't going to show any reaction. So this is what we're talking about, creating non-threatening activities that are playful and fun for the child. So the next step that they're going to try, this family in Australia and the teacher, is the child is now making these animal sounds in the group. She's now going to be trying the same activity but moving it up a notch. So they're going to try number pairs. So the teacher is going to put the children in small groups, and maybe the same group of 8, and she's going to say, okay, you're number 2, you're number 3, and I want you to walk around the room in the dark, shout out your number or say your number, and try to find your pair that makes the number 5, for example, or together you make 5. So that's the next step that we're going to be working on over the next few weeks. So we'll see. Watch this space if the child is able to walk around the room and shout and say 2, 2, and so on. So we're gradually working towards words, from animal sounds to words, and it's done in such a gradual way that it is accessible to the child and she experiences success. And let me add there that while they were doing these activities, the teacher did say to the children that if anybody wants to go back to class, they can go back to class and another child can come and join. And some of the children were rotating and going back to class, but the child with SM stayed the whole time, which is just a testament to the strategy, the intervention, because it shows that the child was being guided outside of her comfort zone. This was something new. This was something that could potentially be scary. Something new. She'd never spoken in front of, to the teacher at school. She'd never used her voice so loudly in an school-based activity before. But the teacher did it in such a clever way, in a playful way, in a non-threatening way, that the child had fun. She was enjoying it, and she chose to stay. And that's the goal. So, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please like and comment below. Please share your experiences of strategies that have worked for you, either at home, with outside of school or inside of school. Like Anita shared with us, reading to her 7-year-old child, reading to the dog at school has been a successful strategy, which so it's really useful for us to learn from each other, actually. Sonia has just said, our son's monkey. Wow! How cool is that? Okay, our son's monkey, his safe zone, went to school with him when he started reception in September 2017. And at the end of term, December 2017, he didn't need George, the monkey, to go to school with him anymore, as he was starting to talk to friends and teachers. So sometimes we have to be a bit out there and try different techniques. I'm not sure if every school will allow a monkey to attend school. I've never heard of that before. But if it works, it works. And so it's all about being creative and meeting the child in their comfort zone. Meeting the child in their comfort zone, finding something that they are receptive to, trying that, and building on that. Okay, so thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for the loves and the likes. I really appreciate it. And wishing you all a lovely rest of the day. Take care.